Howdy, 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 my darling Taurus. How you doing, friend? Let's get into your weekly tarot reading for June 2023, darling, and see what's happening for you guys, what guidance, what clarity y'all need going on in your life, all right? Let's see what's going on. The card has been chosen, all right? So Page of Pentacles, Taurus, all right? And so I'm going to be covering this both in social way and then for my anti-social, or for those that are just more career or just project driven here. The Page of Pentacles is a really fabulous card. It's a card of where something's about to be getting started. Something's about to be getting up off the ground here. In a career aspect or more project based here, the Page of Pentacles, Taurus, you would see this as perhaps you're considering like a new idea for a business, or maybe a new side hustle. Maybe you're considering like job hunting or in that manner there. Whatever the case is, a very, very positive blessing in that regard. Now, you would also see the Page of Pentacles in a social way here of someone extending out their pentacle to you, right? That's why you always see in the artwork or the illustration of the Page of Pentacles, it's always generally someone trying to hand a pentacle to you, right? And so how you would translate this in a social way, Taurus, is that someone is at least the very least someone's desire is building up in order to contact you here in the coming days. So let's start just continuing on with your story here, see how things are going to continue to unfurl. And then we have the Empress here, Taurus, all right? And so in a social way, all right, Taurus, there's a lot of how people are perceiving you right now is they see you in the sense of where you're just really exuding like abundance. The Empress is also just known for their beauty, genders aside, darling, right? So again, really, really positive card here. But there is this message I want to be saying for you, Taurus, in that the struggles that you guys have gone through in life, Taurus, I want you to start leaning more into like how you could transmute the pain or the trauma that you have gone through into something new with that Page of Pentacles. All right, if this is more project based for you here, this is perhaps a sense of where you start feeling inspired to start telling your story. Perhaps you went through a really traumatic event, and it's that traumatic event that then inspires for you to delve into telling your story in some capacity, or just whatever example you want to be making here. But it's all based off of like the life that you have lived up until this point, whether it's even becoming like a life coach, writing, singing, like whatever the case is. There is this sense of where what you have gone through is not being tapped in a way that tapped into from a place that's in the sense of like transmutation. Perhaps you guys have just been very much so about the shadow work, Taurus, but your spiritual team is now sitting here saying, it's like, all right, Taurus, it's time for you to start making use of all these lessons that we've given you up until this point. Because I get this sense of where some of you Tauruses are how do I want to say this here? It's almost like this sense, Taurus, of where you have internalized the lessons a little bit too hard. It's the sense of where it's like someone that like bombed like their quiz, and instead of using that quiz, like you bombing that quiz as a sign of like where you need to improve and so on and so forth, you're associating you bombing that quiz as a representation of your intelligence. Does that make sense? And so I don't want you to internalize, maybe you've been having some financial struggle, maybe you unlucky when it comes to relationships, whatever the case is, don't internalize what happened there in the sense where that becomes your identity, Taurus. That's where your spiritual team is coming at from this, in the sense where it's like, hey, we really want you to make something out of this. The potential is there, but it's almost as if like the lessons probably cut pretty deep for you, huh? That's probably the case here. But positive message here, we have the Wheel of Fortune starting to turn in your favor. All right, now I always say, Taurus, the Wheel of Fortune never just starts changing gears and starts blessing you without some type of outside action to start forcing that to change, right, Taurus? And so definitely this is the sense of where once you start taking action, that's when you're going to notice like almost this, I get like this sense where it's like, oh wow, Velca was right, I should have done this like months ago type of way here. Now in a social way, Taurus, I'm gonna actually go out on the limb intuitively here, and you can do what you want to do here, but I get this sense of where someone that was a pretty harsh lesson for you, maybe harsh is a strong word, let me know in the comments, Taurus, but someone that was a lesson for you, someone from your past. I kind of get this sensation here where they might be trying to check up on you here and be like, oh, hey, how you doing, Taurus? You know, life has gotten crazy, right? You know, so I'm not going to really delve too much deeper into that because that's your business to be figuring out individually, Taurus. That I possibly can't tell you how you should do or what you should do. All right. I'm always on a personal level, Taurus. Whenever I cut somebody out, 99% of the time they stay out of my life. You know, it's like I lived that life with them, shared some experiences, on to the next one, right? So that's my own personal bias, and so that's why I don't really want to give advice, because I don't think I could put my bias to the side. Just full transparency. Continuing on here, we have the Queen of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. All right, Taurus, I don't remember if I said this earlier. I don't think I did. But the Two of Pentacles is confirming to me, oh, you know what it is, Taurus? Because I always do pre-shuffles for my Zodiac sign, so I really just click in with the energy. Kind of like imagine, like how I feel energy. No one asked for this, but I don't care. If you're going to take in this tarot reading, you're going to get a little side story. But when it comes to, I don't ever get into the spiritual side too much, Taurus, but when I connect to like an energy source, whether it's a Zodiac sign or whether if I'm giving a person a private reading, the best way I can put it is like when you like plug in your iPhone and it's just like that satisfying click, right? That's kind of how I get. So I always do pre-shuffles, and so the Two of Pentacles is what came out here. That's why I was like, oh, did I say this earlier? So anyways, Taurus, I feel as if you have too many things going on. A mistake a lot of people will make, Taurus, is that they have a lot of desires. So it's like you have a list of things that you want to manifest, right? Perhaps you want a project, several different projects that you want to have come into fruition, social, you know, a lot of different things that you want to put energy into, and you need to be careful about spreading yourself too thin. All right. The reason why I say this, not even just because of this Two of Pentacles, Taurus, but also the Queen of Cups. Now, I don't know. Yeah, it's not in this artwork of it, but if you look up actual, like the illustrations of the Queen of Cups, she's never actually holding a cup. Usually, she's always holding a trophy of some type. I'm actually going to get the Rider-Waite original artwork tarot for it here, so you can see it, because I'm a very visual person, Taurus. And so that's the sense of keeping your eye on the prize. And so it's not necessarily, Taurus, me telling you that, you know, you need to shift priority. I am telling you to shift priorities, but it's not me saying to you, Taurus, where it's like, oh, you need to give up on certain things. That's not meant to happen for you. Of course, the Queen of Cups is going to be the last card I find, but it is this sense, Taurus, where it's like, I understand, you know, it's like, look, you have a beautiful mind. A lot of things inspire you, Taurus. It's like in a sense of where it's like you want to have a spiritual channel, but then you also want to do vlogging, and then you want to do X, Y, and Z. Like, you have all these beautiful ideas because you are such a deep person. Again, the life experiences you've gone through up until this point has made you like a little bit of a veteran. Girl, of course, I'm like really struggling finding this Queen of Cups. Has made you a veteran on a lot of things, just in the name of survival for you. And I found the King of Cups. And so because of that, there we go, darling, right? All this time here. All right, so you see right here, Taurus, this is a person holding a Queen of Cups. So she focused in on that. And so it's like you have all these wants, you have all these things that you want, but make a specific choice in what you want to work on right now, because it's like your spiritual team wants to help you, but it's like there's too much going on. All right, make a choice on one specific thing that you want to develop, and then from there you can branch off. But I do want to give you the advice, Taurus, of like whatever you decide to commit to and start manifesting, think about it from a place where you're not thinking about it from a place of emotion and from a place of being logical and rational. And there might be another word that I'm trying to think of, like more very just very planned here, right? And so let's say, for example, you want a love life, but you also want a successful career. All right, I wouldn't suggest trying to manifest a love life right now. If you know, I mean, you could, but it's just like, if you try to manifest a love life right now, you know, you might attract somebody, but if you were to develop your career more, you might be higher up in your company, higher up in just like your social circles. And then when you start attracting love, you start attracting people from that same vibration from where you worked so hard on, rather than manifesting someone that is at your current level. Does that make sense? Now, Taurus, I do have to give the disclaimer. I'm not saying where you're at right now is a bad thing, right? That's just where my head is at. And also I'm very much so career oriented. So that's where my bias is, right? But that's where, in my opinion, person is like just the most logical choice, but you are an earth sign, so I know I probably didn't need to say that, but you know, darling. All right, and so let's just take a look. Any other final thoughts for you, Taurus? I like this reading for you overall. Just to really again summarize this here, it's just like, yeah, make a choice on one specific thing that you want to manifest, and you'll be very pleasantly surprised. I don't know if you'll be surprised necessarily, but you'll be very happy with the results and how quickly it comes to you once you commit to one specific thing, whatever that is. All right, and Justice card coming in here, that Libran energy has no really relevance. It's just something out of habit of me saying here. And then the Hanged Man, and then the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely to me, Taurus, for one, in a social way, I definitely get this strong sensation of where it's like someone that from your past that you may have had a fight with, misunderstanding with here. I do get this sense of like someone has just matured through life here, and you know, maybe so there's this sense of where you try to get someone to see something from your point of view or just what have you here. I do get this sense of someone from your past definitely has matured quite a bit, and so I do see those folks trying to connect to you again with the hopes of having a better relationship than last time, whether it's social, you know, whether it's a friendship, romantic, family, you know, that's your tea there. All right, now back into the career aspect, more so just a message to you, Taurus, that you are still going up in life. You are still improving here. Now you do have to see this Eight of Pentacles from this place of where I do feel like you could research a little bit more. All right, there's this sense of where perhaps let's just say, let's just say, for example, towards like you want to write a book, and it's like the level of knowledge and awareness that you have towards how to get a book published from point A to point B. I feel as if there's this message from Spirit where it's like if you were to do a little bit more research, you would be able to have that Page of Pentacles manifest a little bit more steady and be a little bit more solid when it does come into your life. But that's all I have for you for today, Taurus. Hopefully something in here resonated. If it did, you already know what to do. And if you want to have a one-on-one private tarot reading with me, linked down below. I love you so much, darling. Good luck, Taurus.